Hi guys. Um, I think Hannah wanted to know how to do snake scales. I don't know if it's specifically for anything Hetalia related, but I'm going to use a reference image of Snake Arthur from Hetalia as a reference thing anyway. Basically, I had to think about how to do the snake scales and a way that would stay on longer and look more realistic, because obviously snakes' scales are raised and obviously have texture to them. So I was thinking of a way that you could do it, and I was actually looking on YouTube at someone who was doing a clay model of a snake, and that people were suggesting the different tools that they could use, and one tool they actually suggested was this stuff, which is like the kind of thing that you get onions and all that malarkey in, you know, from the supermarket and all that. And this actually works really, really well. Using this picture again of Arthur as a reference, you could probably put this around your eyes. You just have to be careful, obviously, peeling it off after. If you've got extremely sensitive skin, I don't know if you'd want to do that, but if you use eyelash glue like I'm going to in the tutorial thing, then you'll probably be right. And excuse me saying a lot because I forget my way sometimes. So basically, yeah, it depends obviously how much you want as to how much you'll need of this. I mean, your mum or your dad probably won't mind you stealing this from the kitchen. So this is the final product. Move that out of the way. Get some light in here as well. Pull my desk out a bit. This is the final product that I did. As you can see, you've got the orange of the old one and the netting underneath, sort of thing. Because I just thought you needed a way that it would stay on longer than makeup. And obviously, if you're doing this for cosplay, or even photo shoots, if you sweat, your makeup is probably more likely to run, and/or this just gives it a bit more texture. And if you can, I'll try and get the camera to focus a little bit. There, if you can see, it's sort of a bit more texturized. I mean, you can see the orange through this a little bit, but I have held this quite a lot and rubbed it around and all that sort of thing. And I haven't painted it with any specific paint. I've just done it with eyeshadows. So if you did this with paint, you probably wouldn't be able to see the orange as much. But honestly, when it's on your face, you can't really see it. And obviously it's shiny, which you probably don't want it to be shiny, but that's the only eyeshadow I had handy. So yes, for this you'll need netting and all from onions and whatnot, some eyelash glue, scissors to cut netting up, probably some eyeshadows. These were a couple of the colours that I used, but they're, if you can see, they're quite shiny. So I tended to use my other palette, but I'm not going to colour this in. I'm going to make this video 2 halves, I think. Now I'm going to try to find an accurate way to pop her thing up. This is going to be interesting. I guess that'll do for now. Basically, cut out your little bit of netting that you want. And bearing in mind that you probably don't have square scales, so I'll do this on the back of my hand. Another tip, if you're going to do this on your body, shave. You know, obviously if it's on your face, I doubt you really have hairs on your face, unless you're a guy, obviously. So in which case, shave wherever you're going to put this stuff, because eyelash glue catches on hairs really easily, and it hurts. So I'd recommend doing that. You can also, this netting, when it comes, it's quite close together, sort of thing, like when it comes just off of the onion things, whatever they hold them in. So you can stretch it out like I have to make it a bit wider. So then basically all you're going to do is take quite a liberal amount of your eyeshadow glue, eyelash glue even, and apply it to whichever part of the body you're going to be putting your snakeskin onto. It's actually quite flexible as well, so in theory, if you're doing this for cosplay, it should stay on all day. So yeah, basically, the camera's derping. Basically put it on, then pat it down so it sticks to it, obviously. When I did this, obviously I've peeled this off, but you can just do it straight to the skin if you want to, if you're doing it for cosplay. And basically you then take your eyeshadow, eyelash glue even, I can't ink right today. It comes out easier like just doing it like this. Just put it all over your hand. You don't want too much because it will start to go a bit gloopy. But basically rub it all over the netting, and this will just act like an adhesive and will stick it down. And obviously it will take a while for this to dry, but once it's dry you'll get quite an interesting sort of texture. So just pat that all down, keep patting it. Yeah, and basically wait for that to dry, and once that's dry I'll be back in part 2. Right guys, so I'm back. So the eyelash glue is all dried now, and as you might be able to see, you can get flexible. It looks a little bit strange like that, but it is pretty flexible and everything. It's all, well, it's mostly dry now. It's a little bit tacky. So now what I'm going to do is work on colouring it. One second. I use this palette. It's an 88 piece palette from eBay, and I basically used a variety of the green colours, and the only reason that I'm using the green colours is because Snake Arthur has obviously got the more green scales, but I guess you could do this, you know, however you like, for whatever colour snake that you're going to be. So basically, yeah, just load up your brush with your colours and pat away. I guess you can use a little bit of water as well if you want to. I've got a little bit of water handy, and basically just brush it all over your scales. You can use paint if you want to, as in face paint, if you'd like to. And keep basically patting all over. It'll take you a while to get the texture and all that sort of thing that you'd like, but once you've got it, you should be able to get rid of most of the orange, all that sort of thing. There you go, sort of getting there, as it were. I tend to go a little bit outside of the edges, just because, you know, and obviously you do this in whatever variety of colour that you want to be, or you want your snake to be. Just keep patting on the colours, however you want. Obviously if you're doing stripes, go across, etc, etc. Obviously you can still see a bit of the orange at the end of mine, but I'm only doing this as a rough demonstration. If I was doing this properly, I'd probably spend a lot longer on it, but you go sort of getting the colours in there and all that sort of thing. And to give it a bit of definition, I'll just go in with a little bit of black and just rub it over. I mean, this stuff's going quite blotchy. I think I need to get another eyeshadow thing. But yeah, black or brown, whatever you feel like, whatever colours you want to use, and basically go over it like that, which will make the netting itself stand out. And then, yeah, basically, there you have your snakeskin. It's pretty flexible, like I said. You can just do little patches if you feel like it, or, you know, however you want to do. So yeah, that's how I do the snakeskin. Oh, also something else that I forgot to mention, so this is a PS. If you want to make a sheet of it, like this that I did, you need to put an awful lot of eyelash glue on your hand, like here, before you put the eye, you know, let it dry. You need to put an awful lot on to give it a base layer, something to grip onto, and then you should be able to peel most of it off. I mean, I got a little bit here because I didn't use as much this time, and then obviously you can cut that out and it will become like this, and you can stick it to whichever part of your body that you feel like doing. And yeah, that's what your hand looks like afterwards. So yes, that was just a PS. Bye bye.